What's up, everyone? Welcome back. This is Cody, and this is a really important update for the possible cyber pandemic that Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum has warned us about, and as you're going to see in this presentation, as the news sources around the country are warning about. In Texas and Chicago, lots of articles about a Russian cyber attack. So please stick around. It's not going to be a long video, but just have your family prepared. Have some extra food on hand between now and the end of May and June. I don't know exactly what day. I'm going to give you this day because I think it's the most important day that's coming up. So that's why I'm going to give you this day. So anyways, guys, let's dive right into this because I've got some stuff I really want to share. So the first thing I want to talk about is the day of April 25th, 2022. The reason I want to talk about this day when it comes to a cyber attack is because this day is the 115th day of the year. You can see right here, it's the 115th day of the year. Now, why is this important, guys? Well, I'm going to show you based off the gematria, which is the numerology of coding words into numerical values. But I'm going to show you why 115 day of the year could be a day for a cyber attack on the power grid. So also notice that this other date I have here, notice that it's the 115th days left in the year. This was last year on September 7th. And the reason that this day is important is because this was the start of the Jewish New Year, Shemitah year. This is a very ritualistic, symbolic day. And the fact that it fell on the day leaving 115 days is very important because 115 is a huge number. I'm going to talk about why as we go through this video. But so I just want you guys to know from here on out, the date in question right now for me is April 25th. Now, anything could happen after that day too, on the 26th, the 27th, but the 25th seems to be very symbolic, very coded. So let's show you why 115 is so big when it comes to cyber attacks. So the first thing to see here is that power grid equals 115. So again, guys, April 25th is the 115th day of the year. So a power grid attack on the 115th day of the year would not be out of the question. It's as simple as that. This is a very simple understand. A 2-year-old can understand what I'm about to show you here. Okay, so 115 power grid, right? April 25th, the 115th day of the year. Okay, Shemitah, Jewish New Year, was leaving 115 days. Okay, so moving on. Again, power grid is 115. Actually, I just showed you this, so I'm going to move on. Sorry guys, I added extra that I didn't need to add here. So anyway, we're going to move to the next slide. Now I want to talk about this album. Okay, this album came out, and it's by the band Public Enemy. Okay, first of all, think of the symbolism of the name Public Enemy, all right? And think of the symbolism of the song, which is the first song on the album. The album is called What You Gonna Do When the Grid Goes Down. And the first song on the album is this song. It's 1 minute and 33 seconds long, and it's called When the Grid Goes Down. Instead of What You Gonna Do, it's just called When the Grid Goes Down. That's the first song on the album. When the grid goes down. Remember, guys, I just showed you that power grid equals 115. But when you go into the reduction cipher, the phrase when the grid goes down also equals 115. So you guys can see that the 115 is very important. Not only does power grid equal 115, okay, but when the power grid goes down equals 115 in the reduction cipher. So you have 115 coming up twice in very important things. Now this album is very important because this album is telling us the future. I mean, just look at it. All right? So again, the 115. Now, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Okay, the Super Bowl is a very important piece to this puzzle. Why? Because during the Super Bowl, Arnold Schwarzenegger played Zeus, the god Zeus, in a commercial, okay? And in the commercial, he knocks out the power on the power grid, okay? And so that commercial happened on February 13th, which was the Super Bowl, okay? And when you type in Zeus, who knocks out the power in the commercial, it equals 71. 71, guys, okay? And the date numerology of April 25th, remember, I just showed you that it's the 115th day of the year, but the date numerology, as you can see here, guys, when you add 4 plus 25 plus 20 plus 22, you're going to get 71. Remember, I just showed you that Zeus, the guy who knocks out the power, equals 71. And you're also going to see up here that from the Super Bowl, when he knocks out the power in his commercial, it's 71 days until April 25th. Remember, so you have 71 days from the Super Bowl where Mr. 71 Zeus knocks out the power, and on this day you have 71 date numerology. Not only that, guys, but you have 17, and I forgot to put here, but Zeus in reduction equals 17. Zeus equals 71 and 17, okay? Very important, all right? But not only that, guys, cyber pandemic equals 71. Cyber attack equals 71. And power grid attack equals 171. I'm going to show you where the 171 comes in, okay? Moving on. Now this article, this should be the most, right before I was doing this research, guys, I looked up news about cyber attacks for the day, and look what pops up, guys. Global alert warns of Russian attacks on critical infrastructure. Remember the phrase critical infrastructure. I'm going to decode that, okay? This was released just today, guys. Just today, or actually yesterday now because it's the 23rd now. Okay, but just think about this, guys. I'm doing this research, and then I happen to stumble across this article right after I'm finished the research, so I had to add to it, all right? And this tells me that we're getting close, guys, and I'm talking about the day that's only 2 days from now. So, it's very close. If they're putting out this type of warning, we're getting very close, okay? So I'm going to decode this. Okay, I've got 4 things written down here, and I'm going to bring them all together. The first one is, from the article, it says critical infrastructure. Critical infrastructure, okay? Notice that critical infrastructure equals 106. And again, guys, remember, the 115. 115. What did I tell you that this day that I'm talking about? April 25th is the 115th day of the year. Power grid equals 115. When the grid goes down equals 115. Okay, critical infrastructure equals 115. Not only does it equal 115, it equals 106. Okay, notice that when the grid goes down equals 106 and 115. Guys, the guy who knocks out the power in the Super Bowl commercial that I just showed you, his name is Arnold Schwarzenegger. He equals 106 and 115. Now I want to bring in another guy. The guy in the Super Bowl who catches the first touchdown in the Super Bowl, his full name is Odell Cornelius Beckham Jr. Guys, he equals 106 and 115. All right? I don't know how you could not see that we're very close, guys. We're very close. Okay? I would be very surprised if it doesn't happen on April 25th, the 115th day of the year. Maybe not a huge attack. Maybe it's just the beginning. Because I think May is going to be very interesting as well. Remember, last year in May, guys, we had a cyber attack against the oil pipeline. Okay, so just less than a year ago, we had a cyber attack that I believe was just a foreshadowing of a much bigger one. Okay, so again, guys, you've got the Super Bowl player who catches the first pass. He equals 106, 115. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger who knocks out the power in the Super Bowl. He equals 106, 115. When the grid goes down, the song from Public Enemy, 106, 115, and critical infrastructure, which I showed you in this article that just came out yesterday, equals 106 and 115. Now, let's talk about Odell Cornelius Beckham, because when was he born, guys? He was born on 115, like 115. He was born on November 5th, which you can write 115. Also notice, guys, he's freaking 5'11". Not only was he born on 11/5, he's 5'11". Okay? This is a joke. It's really a joke, but it's all coded. And guess what else happened on November 5th, which can be written 115? Astro World Crowd Crush. Astro World Crowd Crush happened last year on November 5th, the same day Cornelius Beckham was born. And remember, he caught the Super Bowl. He caught the first pass in the Super Bowl, which had a commercial where Zeus knocks out the power. Okay? And he's born on the same day as the Astro World. Okay? And what did the Astro World thing... Well, first of all, let me tell you this. So from Astro World on November 5th, 2021 to April 25th, the 115th day of the year, you're going to get 171 days. Remember, I just talked to you a few slides back about the 171 and the 71s. Now look, power grid down equals 171. Power grid attack equals 171. And it's 171 days after Astro World, after Odell Beckham was born. Okay? Now, I want to talk about Astro World for a minute, because first of all, I want to bring this to your attention. You've got the phrase Orb ab Chao, which is it's a Latin phrase for order out of chaos. Okay, from the Freemasons. If you guys don't think Freemasonry and secret societies are using all this stuff, you're crazy. Because look at this, guys. Orb ab Chao is Latin for order out of chaos. Okay, which is exactly what this big cyber attack would do. They're going to create a bunch of chaos, and then they're going to roll in their new order. Okay, so remember that phrase. What did the sign say on the Astro World? I don't know how well you guys can see this, but the stage behind the performer, I forget his name, Travis Scott, it said, "See you on the other side." Well, what's the other side, guys? The other side of what? What does that mean? I can tell you. The other side of the cyber attack. Notice that the other side equals 188, cyber attack equals 188, and order out of chaos, or orb ab Chao, equals 188. That's all I've got for you guys. Please take care, prepare, have extra food. Hopefully it's not the 25th. This is just a guess, but it sure as hell looks like it could be. And I didn't even show you all the measurements I did with dates and stuff. I don't need to complicate it. But there's a lot more of reason why I think it could be this day. But I showed you the most convincing evidence that I found. So please take